Right then, lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. We're back again with the Arsenal Transfer Update Show, episode 2. Like I said, we'll be doing one every single day until we reach back into January and next summer. So this is episode 2 of the transfer show, and we're gonna be discussing two players. One is SERG AURIER. Reports coming in to claim that Arsenal are interested in getting in SERG AURIER at right back as a free agent. Now, that is a story I've looked at and I'm like, okay, Arsenal, think about it. Is he a player you need? We've wanted him before joining Spurs. Actually, I think by the time we signed Wilshere, he was one of the players that we were looking at to take away from Montpellier. It never happened. Should we do this deal? Is it a deal that you think Arsenal should go for? Let me know in the comments below. But as well, there is one that is so passionate around Jack Wilshere. Should Arsenal get Jack Wilshere back at Arsenal? I'm gonna try to dive into the situation of Jack Wilshere and how hard he is finding life, especially to find a better club, to find a new club, to find employment and things like that. One hell of a talented player, one of the most talented midfielders we have ever had at the side, currently unemployed, and said literally no one wants him because every club thinks he's just injury prone. We know how good he is, but he's so injury prone. Would you take back Jack Wilshere at Arsenal? Let me know in the comment section. Yes, Kossi, or no Kossi. That is that will be just enough. And obviously, tell me your opinions about SERG AURIER. Do you think he is a player that would give us an upgrade? With all this talk that Tomiyasu is a centre back, do you think we need to get in SERG AURIER? He's been at Spurs. Definitely, he is a Spurs reject now because I don't think he's done a great job there. But he's not the worst of centre. He's not the worst of fullbacks or right backs. Let me know. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel, and obviously, let's get the party started. Let's dive into the discussion. We are sponsored by OneXpert. Don't forget that. Link is in the video description. Obviously, check them out. We are in the international break, so you could bet on any nation in this period. I mean, it's easy money. You're just gonna bet on England, unless you bet on Spain. That's gonna be harder. But if you just bet on Germany, England, it's easy money. And obviously, as we wait for the Premier League to come back this weekend, but one. Right, let's get the party started. Let's start off with SERG AURIER because Ekrem Corner has come out with a couple of stories that Spurs are willing to let go of SERG AURIER, and the player wants to stay in England. He actually wants to stay in the Premier League. Now, among the clubs that are interested in SERG AURIER is Arsenal. This is the second time we are interested in AURIER. The first time was when we were linked with him and Wilshere. We wanted to sign both of them from Montpellier. They had won the league, so they were just fresh. And of course, we were under Arsene Wenger. You know how much he loved to sign players from France and the French League One. Now, it didn't come through. SERG AURIER, after the years moving around, did he go to Newcastle? I'm not really sure about that. Did he stay at Montpellier? Probably. But after that, he joined Spurs and he's been there for quite some time now. Now, if you ask me if Spurs fans do like him, I don't think they do, and they were so happy with Spurs signing in Emerson Royal, because I think Spurs having Emerson Royal on the right-hand side of the pitch, and obviously having Serge Reguilon on the left-hand side, it makes a lot of sense for them. So if you look at his tenure at Spurs, they have signed 2 right backs to replace him. One of them was Matt Doherty from Wolves. He didn't work out. Doherty didn't work out for Spurs, and they eventually signed in Emerson Royal this summer on deadline day. Whether he will work out, I don't know. But they feel it's now time to move on SERG AURIER, and I was shocked that Arsenal were interested in AURIER. I was absolutely shocked. But then I thought to myself, wait, see, before overreacting, yes, he's coming from Spurs. Yes, he's kind of a Spurs reject because they have signed 2 fullbacks in order to replace him. For me, that makes him a Spurs reject, definitely. But then I thought about it. Could he be better than what we have? And that's the question I'm going to ask you. Would you take Serge Aurier to Arsenal? The reports that there are talks between Arsenal and Aurier, I don't really believe them. I don't think we have intensive talks between us and the player. But one thing you can know for sure is that Serge Aurier is on the transfer list of Arsenal this summer as a free agent. He can join even after the window closing. Would you take Serge Aurier at Arsenal? Do smash a like on the video, do subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get into story number 2, which is Jack Wilshere. Now, on social media, as well as a couple of reports and blogs, they're writing that Arsenal should resign Jack Wilshere. We should get back Jack at Arsenal. Wonderful midfielder. He's now around 28, 29, and his career is literally in the mud. Now, Arsenal, we know very well that we lack a midfielder. We lack a central midfielder. And I think the dynamism of Jack Wilshere as a player is what we lack. When you look at him and you think about Santi Cazorla, we just lack such kind of player. I think Jack Wilshere would be a massive signing for Arsenal if we brought him in without injuries and with the right level of fitness. Now, that's my question. When he was doing his interview with the Athletics, Devlin on Stein, he said he regrets leaving Arsenal. Actually, his words are like, I shouldn't have left Arsenal. I regret leaving Arsenal. I should have waited, some more. I should have been a little bit more patient, because under Unai Emery, what happened was Arsenal offered him a contract extension, but Unai Emery told him, I cannot guarantee you playing time. That is what he told him. And when Jack had that, he straight away got his small phone like this, told his agent, yes, this is it, that's it, we've got to go, it is over at Arsenal, let's find a new place. He left Arsenal, joined, I think it was West Ham. Things have not worked out for Jack Wilshere, and I think the biggest part of Jack Wilshere's career has been dominated by injuries. And you expect, of course, you do not expect that, because there's so many players who love playing, with the ball, dribbling a lot, and taking on players, and they don't really often, get injuries. But I think with Jack Wilshere, he was so unlucky. What a talent this was, because he says, he thought by this time he would be playing for England, and he would be a very influential figure wherever he was playing. And I think the few times we saw Jack, he was influential. He was very, very influential. I still remember that debate between us fans, is Jack Wilshere better than Aaron Justin Ramsey? And the reason that's why I picked up Ramsey over Jack was the consistency of his performances, and that's the reason that's why he managed to end up at a club like Juve on a free deal. His consistency, he was so consistent all the time. You could have Ramsey fit. After that, nasty injury against Blackburn, I think he settled in. I think he found his fitness and played beautiful football. So my question is, would you take Jack at Arsenal? Now, this is a little bit crazy, and I'm gonna say this. I love Jack as a player so much. Like, he's one of those players that do represent my era, especially my peak era as an Arsenal fan. I loved Jack so much. When you ask me about when did you start supporting Arsenal, I'm gonna speak about names like Cesc Fabregas, Jack Wilshere, Samuel Nasri, Aaron Ramsey. I think that is my era. That is the time I started supporting Arsenal, and that is the time when I enjoyed most as an Arsenal fan. Now, Jack, do I take him back? Yes, I do. But not on a 5-year contract, not on a 4-year contract, not on a 3-year contract. What I would do is I would offer Jack Wilshere a 1-year contract with an option to extend if he does well, because he's not been he's literally not picked up any injury since January 2019, and obviously that is you expect that, because he's not been playing football. But if you look at our midfield, you need someone who sees a different picture. I really envy Chelsea. They have Saul Niguez, they have Mason Mount, and they have Mateo Kovacic. That is one player the Arsenal need. If you have Kovacic, you're good to go. If you have Saul Niguez, you're good to go. If you have Mason Mount, you're good to go. We don't have any of those. So that is why I would take Jack Wilshere, someone who sees a different picture. And at times when even if he's not looking at a different angle or prism, he's just there trying to dribble around and cause problems for the opponent, and making sure that the midfield is not dormant. With such players, you don't switch off in the midfield. And that's why I think Chelsea are going to be even more dangerous in the coming years if players like Saul Niguez fit in. Because players like Saul Niguez, your midfield can never be dormant. So you have Conte, you have Jorginho, who I think is so good that many people, despite the fact that many people do not realize, but he's so good, especially at what he does. If Xhaka could do that, because with Jorginho, it's all about ball distribution. That's what he does. And Xhaka just can't do that right. If he could do that, probably he would be one of the best midfielders in the in the Premier League. So, would you take Jack Wilshere at Arsenal? Would you take SERG AURIER at Arsenal? Smash a like on the video, and I'll speak to you very soon in the next one.